Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers out there all over the country and all around the world. Greetings in the name of Messiah. Had about a 4-hour talk this evening. That was good. I see a lot of things happening that I've known were happening, just reinforcing. A lot of people coming here this spring, this summer. The sooner the better with your stuff. Capital STUFF stuff. You know, your resources, your family, you know, your tools. One thing that came out with this in this talk was I just reminisced back to the before we left the big city, before we got out of Babylon. We had been just inveterate distributors of information, you know, cassette tapes, printed information, videos, you know, you name it. I mean, every week we would buy a bunch of cassettes, and every week we would buy a pack of VHS tapes and record them, 10 in a pack every week. So came a weekend when I was just like kind of in a daze, kind of just like floating, kind of in a trance, just kind of something was going on. I knew something was going on, something spiritual. And at the time I was having teepees made by an Apache lady up in Idaho. Go figure. Long story, I'm not going to go into it. That would be a bunny trail. Okay, so I'm not going to go down that bunny trail. So I called her up to see how it was going, and she said something I've never known the background of this. She said, you know, early on, you know, I didn't say anything much, you know, we were just talking, how you doing? And she goes, you know, I went for a walk the other day, and I asked a question. What the question was, I didn't ask, never know. And the answer was, you can't save everybody, but you must save the children, for they are the rootstock of the next generation. So keep that in mind. And along with that, remember this, that all the stuff you got, and I know people that are sitting on gold and silver and guns galore and thousands of rounds of ammunition, and some of them are on the East Coast, and they hate me with a passion. You know, they troll just for me on groups, Preparing But Not Afraid, Yahoo group. You know, I write something, I looked at it, I checked it, this is kind of weird. And I went back and looked, and this one guy, the only time he's ever posted was after I posted an article trying to keep people alive, making fun of me, mocking me, insulting me, hammering me, saying I'm demonic, saying I'm a godless, greedy SOB for being out here trying to get everybody to fund my program and my life. And troll, capital T, capital R, capital O, capital L, troll, from hell. Totally, you know, basically to ruin the group. So anyway, and full of lies, you know, him and his buddy, his crony, his sycophant. Look that word up, sycophant, SYCOPHANT. A sycophant is someone who has their head so far up your butt that they need a periscope to see out your belly button. That's what this guy is. So anyway, you know, I've said it before, but you know, a lot of people are going to die because they thought they were smart enough to think for themselves. Well, they both lit into me about how proud I was and how arrogant I was. The next sentence says, sometimes we need a wiser mind or a more educated mind to direct us. And that's what I did. You know, that's why I'm where I'm at right now, because I listened to other people that were smarter than me in certain areas. So lies. Anyway, not the point of that. That was a bunny trail. I apologize. So the just wanted to recap that and say that we got to think for ourselves. Okay, got to be able to do that. Got to be able to assess things, understand them as much as possible. But sometimes you got to go to Google. You got to ask somebody, especially if it's somebody wise. Always, I've lived by that rule, that law, that command, basically, or that wise proverb, let's say. In safety of counselors, in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. IMOCTIS, emoctis. There's other ways, there's safety in a multitude of counselors. It's phrased a couple of three different ways in Proverbs, but one of them is IMOCTIS, emoctis. So, people that I trust, people that are spiritual, people that are intelligent, people that are wise. You don't go to, when you go out foraging for food or hunting or gathering or going out to the garden for food for your family, you don't go out to look in the septic tank. Don't go to the septic tank for truth. Don't go to the septic tank of the world or the water reclamation plant. Don't go to the garbage dump, for food for your family, spiritual food. Or sometimes physical food's okay, it's a good place to forage, dumpster diving for fun and profit, I've known a lot of people that did that, all the time for food for their family. But anyway, that's just want to begin by, just touching base on that. Had a great talk, and it was just a lot of things are going to be happening. A lot of people are going to be coming here. It's going to be hard for a lot of people. We're going to have to. Once they're here, I think everybody's going to see, because they do have it on their hearts to help other people, and this family does, and they have, Father willing, Lord willing, they will sell their house and come here with ability to do something. And that would be nice, because it seems like most people are, The other day when I posted that video and asked for prayer, real short video, next day, man, phone rang, and just one of the dearest friends in the world, dear brother, and he was encouraging me, and he was just, basically in tears. He said, Brother Jerry, he said, I don't have two nickels to rub together. I can't do anything for you financially. He said, but I can pray. And I was just like, that's, we were both like, that's awesome, So anyway, that's I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I said that. And this is kind of a update, just kind of talking, and prayer request too. Passover is coming up. I would really like to go, because I could spend time with this brother. And about, the 15th, after that, is a Flat Earth get-together just right down the road. And I would like to be able to get to that. So I'm asking for prayers. The starter went out on my van, and I don't have transportation to go anywhere and get anything. So this would be a really nice time for someone who is a young guy, or I don't care, could be an old guy, somebody with some tools and mechanic to show up. So I'm just putting that out there to the universe, Father, please send some help. When I wanted out of Denver, I prayed literally for an angel driving a white semi. I got a alcoholic, hardcore Vietnam vet, and the only thing he'd ever been good at in life was killing people. But come time to move here to the Ozarks, to the Ozark Plateau, the Ozark Plateau Refugium, which was just at that time vaguely, barely crystallizing in my, all the background and information. White semi got parked there, and that's what we moved about almost everything with. Other than we ran several flatbed books down, because we knew that it would be vastly overweighted if we didn't. So anyway, got my white semi. So I'm just putting it out there. I need need some help getting this thing fixed. I'd like to be mobile, be able to get out and do things. So. kind of at a 4-hour conversation, you go through a lot of subjects. It was phenomenal. I mean, Father, the Exodus is coming, and while people have been being brought here on a regular basis for weeks and months and years and decades, it's like everybody getting in touch with me are the elite. I don't know how to say it. I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but people who are extremely deeply spiritual, people who are humble, know that they need to help other people, driven, and use the word polymathic, people who are studied on a lot of different areas. So the brother that called me, he says he determined in college to learn everything about everything he could possibly learn. And when we two get together and we can talk about anything, and we're just like boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Did you know this? Yeah. Oh no, really? But pretty well versed on a not an infinity of subjects, but almost. So anyway, that's I'm gonna wrap it up there, and probably do another one, come back around. But I do want to just ask for prayer and just help of whatever kind, nature. I don't always put my email in there, but please, like, subscribe, share, and subscribe, or don't. I'm out of here, as Richie from Boston says. But so there's that. But anyway, yeah, my email address, dmnds2001. I'll try to remember to put it on the link. I just try to get these videos out, and I don't always get the information in there, description. One lady asked for whatever it was, I gave it to her. Advice and stuff on moving here. I do what I can. About all I can say. But dmnds2001 at yahoo.com. That's my email and my PayPal address. If you want to help out a little bit. But we need to start doing stuff. I want to keep doing research and development. I'm hoping that that'll work out. And just continue helping people. A lot of things going on there. Not just research and development, but doing the things, building the things that I've done research and development on. Grounding is one. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. This head covering. I'm wearing a tinfoil hat. It's just not made out of tin. So I'll talk about that in the next video. All right. Yeah, the car. It's upsetting. I'm praying about it. Working it through. And I'm going to do what I can. I mean, I've got calls out to neighbors. Hey, do you got a floor jack? Do you got tools? And I don't work on other people's cars. I'm not asking you to work on other people's cars. I'm asking you, can I borrow your jack and your tools? Anyway, one guy's going to come by in the morning to try to jump it again. And I need to, he said, check the cables. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Troubleshooting 101. Check the stupid, simple, brain dead, cheap, easy things always. Don't replace a water pump when it was the thermostat, 15-minute job versus a 2-hour job, 80-cent part in the old days, a dollar part instead of a $100 part, Check the battery cables. Troubleshooting 101. I knew a guy, I kept telling him, just clean the terminals off. That's number one. Clean the terminals off. Cable ends, your battery terminals off your top post on your battery. Clean them. He bought a battery. That didn't solve his problem. He bought an alternator, had that put on. That didn't solve his problem. Guess what? He cleaned. Oh, at that point, let's see. He put the alternator in. Yeah, he got an alternator. And then a battery. His cables were messed up. I told him that. I said, those cables are junk. It wasn't even the terminal. The post, it was the cable itself. I was like, hey, save yourself $150. Listen to somebody, My advice, take advice. MATA, Mata. My advice, take advice. So, all right, listen to Jerry Diamond. How to Get Out of Babylon. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant. Thank you. Bye-bye.